Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be cooking with you guys. I'm going to be making this creamy ham and potato soup with leeks and carrots. It was so good. The entire family loved it. So I'm super excited that I filmed it for you guys. This is a recipe that I found on Pinterest, so I will have it linked in the description box for you guys. But what you're going to need is cooking fat of some sort. I just use this non-dairy butter and red potatoes. You're going to need some carrots. You're going to need half of a yellow onion, 2 stalks of celery, a leek, some minced garlic, and I just like to buy this kind that's already minced, and then some dried thyme, a pre-cooked ham. You don't need that much of it. I got way too much, but this was like the smallest they had. And then black pepper, some kale, some chicken broth. You only need 1 of these size. I pulled out 2, but you only actually need 1. And then some salt. You're just going to start out by cutting up your carrots, your onion, your potatoes, the leek, and the celery. Once you have all of your vegetables diced up and chopped, you're gonna take part of the ham and dice that into pieces too. As you can see, I had a ton left over. You can add more, you can add less, totally up to you. You can leave it out if you wanted to, if you don't eat meat. So there's definitely a lot of options with how you can make this soup all together. And then you're going to add your tablespoon of cooking fat, as they call it in the recipe. Like I said, I'm just using this non-dairy butter because that's the butter that we use, and it tastes just like regular butter. So I'm going to add that in to my big giant pot, and then add in all of the vegetables that I chopped up and let those cook until they start getting soft. And once you have them all stirred up and covered in that butter, you want to put the lid on and turn it to about medium heat. It helps those vegetables cook down a little bit faster. And then I'm going to add in my garlic and then my chicken broth. I also added in the potatoes at this point, but for some reason that clip of this footage is missing. So the potatoes go in right after the chicken broth. Then now I'm adding in that dried thyme, and I'm going to bring it all to a boil. So while that is simmering for a while, you will see in the recipe kind of how the time of everything goes. But while that is simmering, I'm going to get my dishwasher unloaded and get my dishes picked up. I always like to kind of like clean as I go. And on this night, we had to go to soccer practice. And so I got the soup started before we left, and then I left it on the stovetop off. Obviously I didn't leave the stove on while we were gone, but we were only gone for an hour, so it was still warm when we got back. I turned the stove back on, and then you guys will see I added the rest of the stuff in once we got home, but I just wanted to get the kitchen cleaned up before we left the house and came back and ate dinner. before we left for soccer practice, I took my hand blender and stuck it into the pot, and you just want to blend like half of it. In the instructions, the recipe rather, they said that you can take half of it and put it into a regular blender and blend it up. Or you can use a hand blender like this and just blend half of it, and that's what gives it that creamy texture instead of using like a cream or a dairy product in it. And then you're gonna add in the ham and the kale as well. Just take pieces off and break it and shred it and put it in there. So at this point we were getting ready to leave for soccer, so that is why I have an outfit change going on. So I stirred all that in and then put the lid on and turned the stove off, like I said, and I also put in salt and pepper at this point, as you can see. But I just turned the stove top off and let it sit there on that burner while we were gone, and then when we came back, I turned it on and warmed it up again, and it was ready to go. But everyone in the whole family loved it. All three of the kids ate every single bite out of their entire bowl, and they are super picky eaters, so I was really happy about that. Two of the kids wanted Parmesan cheese on there, so that's what you're seeing there. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoy these cooking and recipe videos. I appreciate you guys watching our videos, and we will see you in our next one. Bye!